I told you guys time after time, song after song, everything I decided to do, I was going to do it with intention and integrity. And it's cool when you can get a lot of different type of artists on the set. It's even better when you can get artists that's universal. And you question yourself what that actually mean. We're not talking about just, rap and R&B. What about the R&B and the soul? We in the studio. We live on set. Seth Lowe is here.
He's here. What's good?
Yeah.
What's good?
We'll be back.
We in the building.
We're live on set.
So, Lowe, what up? My G. Appreciate you for having me, son. Appreciate you.
She thinks she got me. She thinks she got me figured out.
Hey, listen.
She thinks I can't put that shit on. Yeah, we back live on the set. We finally here. And I have another one if I was DJ Khaled.
Yeah. Sure.
Sir, I mean, what can I say? Hip hop, historian, vocalist, rapper, artist, singer, producer, wordsmith, Valentine King.
Okay.
What else could I add to that? You tell me. What else could I say?
All that. Everything.
All that.
A human being.
Seth Lowe's in the studio.
Yes, sir.
What's up, man?
What's up, man?
Thank you,
Appreciate
first and
you.
foremost.
Yes.
I tell everybody, the quality of your living is based entirely upon your ability. Your ability to do what? How do you remain? How do you put in the work? How do you define success? Are you going to continue to be able to show how to level up? Because I see a lot of y'all, but I ain't feeling a lot of y'all. So it's good when I actually hear music, and there's a couple of tracks I do want to talk about.
Okay.
Like, who Jodeci?
That's that not.
What's giving you the drive to push out so much music? It's interesting. You gave me music, but you didn't give me anything in 2025.
Okay.
You gave me 2024, and it was like, okay, so now what am I looking forward to? And then while I'm scrolling through, I get to a Gaudi.
Oh, Gordy.
Yeah.
Gordy. Yeah. I think, okay. Gordy.
And I also got to what's my joint? Because I was gonna ask you, are you still making moves like Mitch? What's the Mitch joint? What's my Mitch joint?
Matching cars in 10 days on my Mitch ways. It's
Yeah,
trying to-
10 years.
Yeah.
Trying to get that in
10 days.
10/24s. You understand me?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. So for those who don't know, because I'm still getting a good. I know you from different areas. I know you. And shout out to MK. You know what I'm saying? I know you from just different areas where I'm asking, what don't you do? Because I've heard you in so many different pockets as a music artist.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Who is Seth Lowe?
Seth Lowe. I mean, just a human being. A human being that's trying to touch all bases. Is trying to, just tap into all different type of outlets. That's all I try to do. If I feel it, I'm gonna go for it. You know what I'm saying? So whatever you hear me do on record, that's because at that moment I was feeling it. Like, yo, I'm feeling this. This is the direction I want to go towards. So yeah, that's what it's all about.
Where did that come from? Do you come like with your background? Like, where did the music, the talent aspect come from? Because that comes from a lot. I know who you make music with as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And knowing that, like working with an artist like LOSWI, for the people who give that drive, there's a lot of, you're connected with a lot of talented people.
Right.
I'm saying, man, like, where did that drive come from?
My upbringing, growing up in a household, my mother, she played a lot of R&B soul, especially from the 70s. So she was putting me onto the stylistics, the Anita Bakers,
classics,
the Teddy Pendergrass,
classics,
and so on. And then you also have my father, who was a wide jazz listener, Bob James, Spyro Gyro, Steely Dan, and also reggae. Both my parents actually listen to reggae, but my father like my father used to take me to the Blue Note back in the days.
The Blue Note?
The Blue Note Jazz Club down in Lower Manhattan.
Really?
In the Village, yeah. So I was able to go there and meet the Bob James.
You was in the mixed in for real then, huh?
Yeah. My pops, that was tradition at one point. My pops, I used to go to the Blue Note like every weekend. I mean, Bob James upstairs on by the dressing room after the show and all that. You go see Spiral Gyro. You go see Steely Dan up at the Beacon.
So you somewhat was born into this.
Absolutely.
Oh, how does that feel to know you was born into something so elite?
It feels good, and I appreciate my parents for hitting me with different types of music. It wasn't no one track type of music. It was just all different types. You know what I'm saying? And that led me to start branching out. And also for the love of hip hop, especially me listening to like a lot of 90s hip hop, I was able to, I'm big on samples. So, and I come from the era where, you buy the album, you hear the song, but in the album jacket is gonna let you know where the sample comes from.
Who's responsible for that music every single time?
I'm gonna say my parents?
No, I'm saying as far as when you look into the jacket, it always shows the names of who's responsible.
Oh,
and
the
like
producer.
The production.
Producer, yeah.
Absolutely. Where the music belongs.
Yes.
That's when I started to begin to learn artists' real name.
There you go.
Like who's Jay Cartagena?
Right.
Oh, that's Fat Joe.
Joe.
Connection.
Right. Makes sense. Yeah. Written by, you know what I'm saying? All that. Yeah. So
man, for real. So were your parents artists themselves?
No, my aunt was.
Your aunt?
Well, still is, yes.
Still is. So
yes.
Your aunt makes music.
Well, she hasn't made music as of late, but she still sings.
She makes music. She's an instrument.
Yes, she has.
So she could.
Yes.
She could hum, right? She's
Absolutely.
humming right now, probably.
Probably somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely, yeah.
Humming every day.
Yeah. When it comes to funerals, she's the person to go to sing at the funeral.
Shout out to Auntie.
Yeah, God bless her.
You know what I'm saying,
God
man? But
her,
so did she sing around you? What started getting you into wanting to?
Well, speaking of her,
every time I close my eyes.
There you go. Yeah, speaking of her,
you know what I'm saying? Like what made?
Speaking of, she's the first person that I saw put out an album that was so close to me. It was like right there. Like, you go out, you see artists put out albums, you go to the store and buy the album. To see somebody on that level make an album, that was like, okay, so this is possible. I'm not gonna say anybody can do it, but you're able to do it.
It's an arm's reach.
It's an arm's reach. Yeah.
You can grab that and attain that.
Right.
So are you saying that your aunt is part responsible for that fire that comes along with it?
Absolutely.
Nice,
Absolutely.
man. For real. Shout out to your aunt, for real, man.
Yeah,
I mean
definitely,
it.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? So the music's out as well. So, put the link in the bio and we can make sure everybody,
Absolutely. And she actually, the album that I'm talking about that she put out, I was actually able to get all the records from that because she put this out back late 90s, early 2000s.
Really?
Yeah, and I was able to get the audio.
Nice.
So it's not on streaming services. This is back cassettes, CDs.
Okay.
So now I'm in the process of getting that put on the streaming services. Gospel albums. Strictly gospel.
That's beautiful.
But it's soulful. It's soulful
that's
gospel.
That's a beautiful gift to give someone as well.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? When
yeah.
you think about it.
She gave me the approval, of course. She gave me her blessing.
Yo, listen, that's a beautiful thing, man, to be able to, even push the word. And, so were you born, speaking of being in the word, were you born in the church?
I spent a lot of my years in the church. I wasn't active in the church, but a lot of times throughout my life, I was in church.
In church?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
like Sunday school type situation?
Absolutely. New York and down south.
You mentioned down south.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So your family come from the south?
Yes.
Oh yeah, what part?
South Carolina.
Really?
Yes.
All right, that's what's up, man. My father from Savannah, Georgia.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I got a lot of that country in me too. I got that southern hospitality. I still look for southern love. So you like you eat everything?
I'm not going. I don't like grits. I don't do grits.
Grits?
Nah, I can't.
Shrimp and grits?
Nah, I can't do it. Can't do it.
What?
Yeah, I can't do it. I just had bad my upbringing with grits, letting it sit there for too long, and the way it tastes after that, I can't do it.
Is it the grainy aspect of it that
I get all lumpy?
Oh, so no one ever made you a real So who made it for you, if you don't mind me asking?
Grandma, mommy.
I don't want to disrespect grandma.
Yeah, and those are beautiful cooks, but for some reason, they just always got lumpy. I'm like,
It got
man,
lumpy. They did it like, all right, you know what?
I can't do it.
How about this one?
Okay.
If we end up in New Orleans, right? You know what I'm saying? And we get some shrimp and grits brought to us, you'll try it.
Absolutely.
All right, that's cool. So that means then you are foodie. You could be fucked around. You can hang around.
Okay, yeah.
You can hang with me then.
Yeah.
Because, man, I love to eat, dog. I eat for real.
Yeah.
Word up, man. We end up getting like about three dozen charboiled oysters and some of that French bread and that garlic sauce, that garlic butter.
That sound nice.
Yeah. Especially what you sipping on right now with that cran pineapple.
Straight, yeah. Oh, the cran pineapple too? Okay, you gotta put that mix in there.
You gotta give me the large now.
I got you. Gotta put that little blend, a little splash in there. I got you. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So pretty much your family hail from the South.
Yeah, my grandparents from South Carolina, Bamberg.
Okay.
Yeah. They come from the backwoods. Yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So were you born in the South or were you born in New York?
I was born in New York, but a lot of my years I came up in the South. In a lot of my years, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so summers in the South, Christmas time in the South, few birthdays in the South, and to be out there for like a week, 2 weeks, so was just able to soak up all that energy.
Nice. That's what's up. So besides your aunt, who was an inspiration to your growth and development through song, what made you want to you touch a lot of different areas in song.
Okay.
Like what gets you to be able to, send me things like songs about her, and then I'm listening to you on MK to the Death. I'm listening to all these different pockets that you're in. So I'm trying to figure out, you're more than just, you said me on being so, but I'm like, I have several already because I done finished bumping them MK to the Death. I'm bumping these other projects. This name keep popping up. I know it from like Valentine Kings 1, 2,
3.
I'm like
45.
I mean, shit, I get free lunch all the time.
Right there, right there. We love free lunch.
Oh boy, do we, man? Not like a free lunch.
We love some free lunch.
We always love a free lunch.
Shout out to the homie site, son.
Believe it. You know what I'm saying, man? For real. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna pay a couple of bills and we're gonna go to commercial break. And when we come back, speaking of that, you know what I'm saying, man, we're gonna get into why and how Seth Lowe and why even
do it
here now.
Let's do it. Let's talk about all that.
We'll be back. M Black on set. Yeah. So you love creating, you love music, and you deserve to have a studio that works for you, not the other way around. That's where Some Law comes in. These guys, they're unapologetically dedicated to doing it right from the start. Some Law knows every project is unique. They'll set you up with a smart budget plan that's built around your vision. They're with you every step of the way, checking in, guiding, making sure you're always on track. With us, there's no more struggling between wants and needs. They get what's essential so you can focus on what matters. Hey, the governor trusted, and it's simple. They care about bringing your ideas to life. So, photo shoots, headshots, videos, music production, Some Law has the experience to bring your vision out of your head and into the world. Don't wait any longer. Call us and take the next step to share what you've been dreaming of. And I'll see you guys in the studio.
Letza, Seth Ernesto, gorilla leading since the get-go. Safe got a Glock with the extendo, make your chest fold. Caught up in the maze, make sure I'm right before I let go. Regulating, I'm in Joe Pesci mode. Go.
Oh, how quick a hoodie and a in a blazer. We change up our whole wardrobe sitting next to each other now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, how we was just looking the same, and then things just changed.
Now you look a little more prestigious.
Oh man, every single time they got to keep on doing something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I guess we can keep on going forward with that. You know what I'm saying? We back live on set. Seth Lowe in the studio.
Yes.
Figuring out a little bit of everything, a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Right.
And speaking of a little bit of this and a little bit of that, we spoke about you know how you came about in music, but now I'm asking you, like, what got you into music?
Okay.
Because you know what Auntie and them is doing is not what you doing.
Right. You're absolutely right. Right.
Yeah. So,
Right.
you know.
Just tapping in, listening to different artists coming up from early on to now, just getting inspired. You know, that's, you know, so just touching on different things. You know, just listening to different type of artists and incorporating that into what I do. Not trying to sound like them, but just, you know, subject matter, the way they approach it, cadence, choice of beats. You know, just you know.
Who would you use as an example then?
You know,
Don't know.
the Nas's, the Raekwons, you know, the Grand Poobahs, Prince Marky D.
You wouldn't say Capadonna?
Capadonna is.
Would you wouldn't say more Capadonna? You wouldn't say more Capadonna than the chef?
No. Raekwon, that's spirit. That's spirit animal right there.
Purple. That's your spirit animal.
Yeah, both of them from down the block. They from down the block.
Listen, I mean, for some reason, it's interesting. Just like to listening to your music, I hear Capadonna.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm like, it's not the cadence. Yeah.
Even just off of the Valentine's joint,
the cadence.
I was like, you know what, that jacket? What did you have, like the red jacket or something like that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
speaking of red jacket,
But that's neighborhood things. He's
saying
down the
no,
block.
but I'm
He's
using
down the
that
block.
as an example of when I heard the project. I'm listening to you. I'm for some reason saying that you sound like cousins.
Oh, Cap and I.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
nah,
it sound
yeah.
like
That's just
like you from that
But
Wu Tang.
I walk out my door. I see the hill. I see Park Hill when I walk out my door.
Shout out to everybody in Park Hill too.
Yeah. I see, when I walk
Shout out to
up, when I
Park
walk
Hill.
up, it's right. It's sitting over. It's like over the neighborhood. So it makes sense. But Ray, I'm not Cap. One of my favorites too. Absolutely.
And you got the C on your hat. It's like divine intervention. It's like
Yeah, I love Cap.
the C goes was that for chef, nigga.
Slang editorial, man. Cap is the homie. Man.
Yeah, for real, without
Yeah.
question. Believe that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I
But,
know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, for real. So right now, like what's your approach with all these different sounds you have? Because you're dropping a lot of like drops. You're doing like what I like Snoop Dogg would say, just drop a little something here,
Right.
drop a little something there. So do you still have those that Mitch mentality?
Of course, you got to. You know, just Ace was saying 10 years, 10 days. We got to get it now. Come on, we gonna get there now. You know, I'm not gonna particularly say 10 days, but hey, you never know. It could be 10 days.
What up?
You know, but you got to put that. You got to put that work in. You know what I'm saying? So
And I'm glad you mentioned that, because if we talk about the quality of people's living, and for a lot of you guys, you know, you don't want to put in real 10 days. You don't want to put in real 10 weeks. You don't want to put in real 10 months.
Right.
You don't want to put in real 10 years. You don't want to put in 120 months. 120 months, an actual decade of consistency. And you can actually see the difference in what, you know, like the hustle, execution, the discipline, the ambition, that sacrifice, what it actually costs. So that's what I'm saying. Everybody that come up on the set, you guys are the definition of success, how you guys move,
Right.
how you operate. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of artists are talented, a lot of artists don't have the integrity intact.
exactly.
So when I hear the music sounds honest. It sounds all over the place because I don't know where to put you right now.
Gotta have fun. It's just what, you know. It goes with one verse that might be feeling like this. Mm-hmm. But now I'm writing it, I'm getting a little more. Certain thoughts start coming through your head. You feel like this, right? Let me touch on this, bro. You know what I'm saying? So you just never know. You know, I heard one time it's like a Tupac approach.
What's that?
You can have Dear Mama, Keep Your Head Up.
And then have My Ambitions as a rider.
Oh, the other
or
joint.
have which other 55 songs?
Right. 55 songs on the album. Or Get Around, you know? You get so it's just there's certain days or certain minutes you feel a certain way. And the next
but that's what I'm finding interesting. There's those tracks that's on the project that what's that song I was telling you about? The Lex. Because see, the thing on your stuff with your music, as well as that, you don't have featuring Maximum Carnage or me featuring Lord Cypher.
Right.
You don't have that on there. So me, I have to play the project
Right.
all the way through.
Right.
So when I'm hearing the different voices, I'm saying, oh, I can connect that to Lord Cypher or Maximum,
Right.
MK. I can do that.
Right.
Is that on purpose? That intentional? Because
Yeah.
if I'm just saying,
Yeah.
if you had a song with Kanye West,
Right. You gonna put featuring Kanye West?
you're gonna put featuring Kanye West.
Depends.
Depends still?
Depends, yeah.
Man, if I get a track with any of them,
I've heard records.
I need that.
I've heard records with Ye on it, and he don't get the credit. You just gotta hear him be like, oh, that's Ye. Rock Boys, for example, by Jay-Z.
No, but I'm saying though
You
is
know?
that me though, I'm talking about us.
Okay.
As artists.
Oh, okay. I got you.
You right now, if I go to Apple Music, your music doesn't say featuring ...
Right. Right.
So now me just listening to it, like right now, if I could say, what's my track? Do What You Gotta Do or something like that.
Yeah. That's precise.
See?
Yeah.
Because I listen to your music,
Yeah.
I'm able to pinpoint that.
There you go.
That's why even if when you listen to it, you sit down with people and you one day they actually listen to you as the music, I done ran through. As you can see, I'm running through Gaudy. I'm asking you,
Appreciate
that. Are you thinking still like Mitch? I'm
Right.
listening to you and the different areas you sent me to. You sent me 3 tracks that are all fire.
Appreciate you.
But then I hear other tracks and I'm saying, but even in those 3, the joint with Syph, you popping shit at the same time.
Right.
So it's not like you're not safe and fair.
Right. I mean, listen.
You tell me.
We having fun, man. That's it.
You see?
We having fun.
And that's what I'm saying because the music sounds really, really good.
Yes, thank you.
Are you familiar with an artist by the name of TQ from the West Coast?
No, I'm not. Yeah.
I'm gonna give you an assignment, brother.
Okay.
Because what you're doing is you're creating a space where you're able to still have fun.
Right.
You're still able to be free.
Please.
But it doesn't look like when you popping that shit, are you popping it to anybody specific? I don't want to get. I'm not really I'm not designed, and I don't really want artists that's coming on here to really downplay no other black man.
Right.
I'm saying my thing is though, like, are you a person who are you an artist who intentionally look for trouble?
I'm not looking for trouble, but if the shoe fits, damn sure wear it.
And with that being said, we're live on set. And we keep on talking about the quality of your living. And with that being said, if the shoe don't fit, don't wear it. We live on set. Seth Lowe's here, and we riding low rated, but we still got so much to talk about. You heard me? We'll be back.
Get it.
Yeah.
Good chemistry. I love it. Nah, man. As much as I want you. Damn. It's life.
You love creating. You love music. And you deserve to have a studio that works for you, not the other way around. That's where Some Law Entertainment comes in. Guys, they're unapologetically dedicated to doing it right from the start. Some Law knows every project is unique. They'll set you up with a smart budget plan that's built around your vision. They're with you every step of the way, checking in, guiding, making sure you're always on track, if you know what I mean. With us, no more struggling between the wants and the needs. Get what's essential so you can focus on what matters. Hey, Governor trusted, and it's simple. They care about bringing your ideas to life. Photo shoots, headshots, videos, music production. Someone has experience to bring your vision out of your head and into the world. Don't wait any longer, yeah? Call us and take the next step to sharing what you've been dreaming of. And I'll see you in the studio. Yeah.
They want that fly shit, that getting high while you drive shit. Spit that smooth shit, make it wet like a hydrant. Valentine king, but I move like a tyrant. Take it what I need, don't give a fuck and I'm sliding.
We back live on set. Irv, Seth Lowe.
Yes.
You keep on, I keep on singing in the studio.
Right, we here.
Never knew me, told me in the video. Niggas never knew me though, till they saw me in the video.
That sound like you rapping, son.
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah, listen, man. We're here. And I'm gonna ask you one question, but before we even get there, I have to ask you this. You're dropping a lot of material now.
Absolutely.
You're dropping a lot of material because you sent me 3 tracks, and then from there you even sent me nothing in 2025.
Yes. There's a reason.
I had to like stumble upon it. I'm like, oh, by the way, 2025.
Right.
So I was able to get, I keep on getting different versions of you.
Yes.
Yeah. So with that being said, I mean, it comes like you come from a plethora of different artists that are creative with sound and music. And that's not literally one genre because your music doesn't define one genre. Right. So now I ask you, like, then who are your artists? Because I really want to ask you if you had to define or put your sound to 3 artists, who would it be? I want to ask that.
Okay.
But I also want to ask, who's your favorite artist of all genres?
Just one?
Well, no, you can name. I'll go from Bone Thugs, Wu-Tang to Billy Joe.
Okay.
Don't give me
I got you.
to Elton John.
I got you.
To the Smashing Pumpkins.
Right.
To Pink Floyd.
Keep going.
To Noriega.
There you go.
To Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Right.
To Ye.
That's a melting pot.
But you see what I'm saying? I would jump around on purpose just to let you know how extreme I go. I go from Red Hot, Chili Peppers, to the Beatles, to Mary J. Blige, to Lady Gaga.
Yeah. Okay.
To Valentine Kings.
Hey, listen. We there.
You already know. There. So I'm asking you, so who would be your favorite artist of all times? I don't care who you name.
Like I said, you go from Nas, Raekwon, Grand Poobah, then you can shoot over to Teddy Pendergrass, Marvin Gaye, Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder. Then you go to John Coltrane, Miles Davis, Cal Jada, Count Basie, Bob James. Then you go to Mary J. Blige, Keith Sweat, Silk.
You don't know about Silk.
Aaron Hall.
You don't know about Aaron Hall.
Teddy Riley.
Aaron Hall right now, believe it or not, is why I'm actually what kind of made me want to get in front of a mic, like in front of this, like doing this. When I started watching Aaron Hall years back, you never saw Aaron Hall, but years back, when he used to be in his gray suit and with Bishop Don Juan and popping his shit. That's what made me want to start doing this.
Being himself. Aaron Hall, wild dude.
But they don't know about Aaron Hall.
He's from Brooklyn. He don't play.
They don't know Aaron Hall.
He's from Brooklyn.
They don't know. Shout out to Aaron Hall.
Right.
They don't know about Aaron Hall.
The truth. That's the truth. That album, his first solo album, that's what made me who I am. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah, me tapping it.
So you from that? So that's why.
Yeah.
That's why you sound the way you. Oh,
it plays a part. It plays a part.
So you must. So what I'm hearing right now is I got an Aaron Hall type right here.
Of course, you know.
Oh,
I'm soft and smooth, but I can also get gritty.
Hold on. Because you don't understand. You right now about to be one of my best interviews. Okay. Because I ain't got Aaron Hall here. But when I play your music, I now make the connection.
Right. Because
you know, and I'm just and correct me if I'm wrong, because This is the industry.
Right.
You know, you got.
Okay.
It sounds like you got
Listen, man.
in your songs.
It's just I'm speaking of my stories and other people's stories.
Now, that's one thing that's good about us as music artists. We could always say, that's my man's story right there. All my niggas.
Right.
Because it is.
Right.
It really is.
Right. Yeah.
And you're not lying.
Nah, yeah.
That's the problem. But I'm just saying, though, when I hear the music, you know what I'm saying, it now makes me think like, with those artists, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are you now bringing to all the artists that you name? Like, what are you representing that's keeping that push of the culture moving forward?
Being authentic. Just being authentic and being true to self. Not trying to reach for any type of sound or whatever, just being myself, doing what I feel. And and with all those artists that I named, they always did what they feel. That's what made them so innovative and pivotal, because they kept it true to self.
I hear what you're saying. Yeah, so in this case, do you feel that how do you feel about the direction that the music industry is going in now?
I like it.
Do you?
Because everybody has. It's not so much the labeling. If that makes sense. It's not so much the label taking control, because now you have all these distribution sites where you can put your own out, and the label's actually feeding off that. They're gravitating towards that, but you're able to be your own. You know, me personally, I prefer selling out the trunk, because that's more hand to hand. That's more direct to consumer.
You said you prefer setting out the trunk when now?
Right now, I wish we could do that. I feel like that would make a big difference right now.
When you say setting out the trunk, what do you mean setting out the trunk? Is selling CDs?
Selling your music out the trunk.
But selling CDs?
Yes, I wish I could sell CDs out the trunk.
Whose car has a CD right now?
I wish they could.
My car do have it does have a.
But I wish these.
It does have a 5
You know the
CD
funny thing?
changer.
Somebody told me.
But I never use it. And I still got them old ass CDs.
Yeah, but somebody told me
I still got them old CDs in there.
these car companies are thinking about going back to that. I heard something about that.
Man, there ain't gonna be any more like all those hybrid vehicles, or all those really, really good old school vehicles. By 2030, all vehicles should be pretty much electric on the West Coast.
On the West, okay.
On the West Coast.
Right. What that plays a part with?
Well,
is that some Silicon Valley type of approach? I don't know.
I don't know. I'm just going off for just what I was reading.
I hear you though.
What I was reading online.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, man? So how do you feel about the direction that the music industry is going in now?
Honestly, I don't pay it too much mind. I pretty much, there's a selective fewer artists that I listen to nowadays, and then I also just go with my approach. And sometimes I feel your approach might be the best approach sometimes, so just keep doing how you do and just see where it takes you from there. But from like I said, what it seems like, I like I could say the last 4 years, since like 2020, last 5 years, there's been a bunch of great albums that came out within each year. I can actually honestly say it. This is low-key a golden era, but people are not touching on that. They pretty much probably because their mindsets, they probably don't think like that. They're not looking at it like that. But I felt like this has been a new golden era, low-key. I can name you a bunch of albums right now that's come out since 2020, and it's like, yo. So
that's fire.
Yeah. I wasn't able to do that before.
Fire.
Yeah, this is, at this point, I can name you 10 from all ranges, from Davies, Ransom, Benny the Butcher, all the way up to Fat Joe, Raekwon, Busta Rhymes,
Fat Joe.
Common P. Rock.
Have you heard Fat Joe's last album?
Absolutely. Love it.
How do you feel about, is that Talking Hot, the track number 1? I'm riding down the spot.
Fire. I had a lot of Griselda.
Take a joke.
And I had a lot of Griselda influence on the album too. I heard boop boop boop. That's the whole album. I thought that's how I was doing the background.
I heard Shorty in the background. One of them short, the female verse. She's
a lot of Griselda influence.
But I see what you're saying.
Yeah. I can name you 10 great
but
albums right now.
phenomenal project. Shout out to Fat Joe. Shout out to Joy Crack.
Beautiful
BX
album.
all day.
Absolutely.
I'm from the Bronx.
Okay.
Born and raised.
No doubt.
BX, Queens. Now I'm out here in Brooklyn. But second passport. So you know a bitch get around. You hear me? Don't play with
That's
me.
it. Stamp.
Don't play.
Stamp
I'm saying when it comes to do you have your passport?
I have a passport, yes.
You travel?
Yes.
How far?
The furthest I've been, Mexico?
Mexico.
Yeah.
How many times?
I've been to Mexico once.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where else you been?
I've been to Jamaica, the Bahamas,
You
Puerto Rico.
You smoke weed in Jamaica?
No.
You didn't get high off the weed and all that.
I'm not a big smoker. I mainly do the sip. I had Red Stripe for the first time when I went to Jamaica.
Really?
That was the first time I ever had Red Stripe.
Oh, so you had the top tier.
I don't think
Cold too, wasn't it?
I don't even think Red Stripe was in the States yet when I had it.
Really?
Yeah, I think it had just got imported into the States probably like the year or two prior.
Damn.
I mean, year or two after that.
So what year was that?
20. I might be wrong, but that was
You
like
gotta be dating back. You better
2012, 2011.
No way in hell. Red
2012,
Stripe been
2012.
out here way before 2012.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. I never saw it.
We gotta look that up. We gotta fact check that.
Yeah, I might be wrong.
And I might be wrong too. We might be wrong. We might be right.
Right.
One may be right.
Right.
One may be wrong. But see, we keep on learning.
That's it. That's what it's
You
all
know what I'm
about.
saying? But where else?
Oh, like where I visit?
Yeah.
Oh, I've been to Toronto, Canada. I've been in different parts of Canada, Toronto.
You been in Niagara Falls area, Canada?
Absolutely. I love it. Yep. Love that.
It's very, very clean over there, wasn't
Love it. On both sides, New York and the Canada side.
Well,
Very
I
clean.
don't know about too much of the New York side, but
Well, right there.
I mean,
I'm not gonna dive
by the border control.
Yeah, there you go. You go down the block.
Yeah,
The casino's right next to the projects. Yeah, I don't know, but you know,
it's very, very
at the
different.
water, I can look
outside.
over the water and see the falls.
That's
you
what
know?
you're saying. That's what
you
you're
know what I'm
saying.
saying? So yeah.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. Word. But with you said you didn't give me any of 2025 project.
Yes.
There's a reason for that. Why?
Because I'm in the process of mixing everything down. Yes.
But you have 2025 music out already.
Well, yeah, I put out a Law Sessions in the beginning of the year, but that was like low consignment. That's something just to hold for the meantime.
So you give me that.
Those are all records from the last 12 years that I recorded.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So those records span from 20. I'm not gonna say 12 years. 2013 to 2017. That's like a lost taste. I call it lost sessions.
Oh,
yeah.
so the lost sessions is more like, I was thinking more like when you're lost, like, you don't know where to put them at, so you just like release them.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. It was like records I did but never saw the light of day. But as years go on, they grow and they like wine. They get better with time. I'm like, you know what? Let me put this out. It's not. I'm not gonna say it's not my best work, but it's music that somebody can feel. Somebody's gonna like it. So why not put it out?
And speaking of somebody, what do you have in store for the future as far as like when you talk about somebody, like who are you catering to?
Musically?
Yeah, who are you catering to? Like musically. Are you catering to like the Drakes of the world or the Kendricks of the world, the Dave East of the world? I'm from the era of Bone Thugs and Harmony and Wu-Tang Clan.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
when you have to look at me, I'm a mix of that dynamic.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? I know who I am. I'm comfortable in my skin. I sometimes just got to put that shit on just to prove a point.
Right. Well, with me, for anything, you got to cater to the ladies. Ladies buy music. They buy records. So you got to cater to the ladies.
You don't think they be streaming more than
Absolutely.
the men now?
They want to do the TikToks.
You think they're not saving money?
No, they're gonna.
You think they still buying your music?
Women buy music.
They do buy music.
Yeah, especially if they like it. They're gonna buy the music.
The women do buy music. They
Absolutely.
will definitely buy music.
But I definitely want to cater to the women to start off with. Mm-hmm. I want to I want to cater to the people. Knowledge of self.
You do dedications early.
Yeah, my bad. I meant to say cater to.
I want to give a shout out to all my on Valentine King.
Right.
Slim style.
Nah, but I definitely want to cater to people out there with knowledge of self, some consciousness, but also want to cater to the hard rocks. The cats in front of the store doing what they got to do. The cats posted up in front of the building. I want to touch on all that. I want everybody to relate. So, and I also want to cater to the billionaires, the millionaires on the yachts. I want to do all that. I want to cater to the people on vacation, chilling poolside, beachside.
Yeah, because you flashy as the motherfucker.
Gotta have fun.
I gotta wear glass. I think I gotta put my loops on, fucking around with him. You know what I'm saying? Some of them do. Some of y'all pull up and my lady, she laugh because she be like, she know my grind. She know how I'm going. You know what I'm saying? So, the cool part about it is I love to watch all my different people pop up.
Okay.
Like, shout out to Brick Lay Say. You know what I mean? You pull up and you got, like y'all come through shiny. And come through bright.
Gotta come.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I mean?
Make a statement, that's it.
The quality of your living, and exactly.
Right.
That's what it's about.
Shine bright.
Shine bright and making a statement. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's shine bright like Manhattan Nights. That's it. You gotta shine bright like a Manhattan night. That's it.
That means you need to go to Manhattan. At night.
At night, to understand.
We're live on set. We'll be back. Good. Yeah.
A little bit. Lift your skirt just a little bit higher. Right?
You love creating. You love music. And you deserve to have a studio that works for you, not the other way around. That's where Some Law Entertainment comes in. These guys, they're unapologetically dedicated to doing it right from the start. Some Law knows every project is unique. They'll set you up with a smart budget plan that's built around your vision. They're with you every step of the way, checking in, guiding, making sure you're always on track. What more could you ask for? With Some Law, there's no more struggling between the wants and the needs. They get what's essential so you can focus on what matters, what you love to do. They're governor trusted, and it's simple. They care about bringing your ideas to life. Photo shoots, headshots, videos, music production. Some Law has the experience to bring your vision out of your head and into the world. Don't wait any longer. Call them and take the next step to sharing what you've been dreaming of. And I'll see you in the studio.
As much as I want you,
Nah, man. Nah, man.
as much as I want you,
Damn. It's life.
I wish a bitch would tell me that they work harder than me. You know what I'm saying? We're back live on set.
Yes.
Seth Lowe,
Peace.
you're here now.
Here.
You're here. Yeah, we're here.
In the presence.
Yeah, in real time.
Right.
The artists that you're working with, you have a few artists that you're actually locked in with.
Absolutely.
If you don't mind me asking. I know. When I see Maximum Carnage, if anything, I mean, we can say LOSWI, we can say Maximum Carnage.
Raw P.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So my thing is, what is it like working with like the artists on a project? Like we could use like LOSWI for example.
Okay.
Let's start there. Like, what is it like working with? Raw authenticity.
Yeah, people tend to say, friendly competition at a certain point. I feel like it's us bringing the best out of each other. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I bring the best out of him. He brings the best out of me. And then, we have Raw P on production a lot of the time. So, I feel like we put him in a certain little, not situation, but in a certain bag. But then he brings the best out of us too with the way he comes with the music.
With the production aspect of it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to P. Shout out to Raw.
No doubt.
So is that the raw footage? Isn't there a raw footage project?
Raw footage, raw P.
Yeah,
all that.
yeah,
He's all
yeah,
that. That's
yeah,
him. That's
yeah.
him. All that.
I remember.
He MK. He MK. That's it. I know. And you talk to him, he'll be like, "Yo, just call me MK. Just call me Carnage. Call me Maximum Carnage. That's it." So but shout out to Raw P. Great dude.
For sure.
Definitely saved my life.
Amen to that.
Yes.
Yo, question. So, what is it like working with like certain artists? Like, if you had to use like LOSWI, what is it about him that allow you to do projects and work with him the way you do? Because you seem like that guy.
I mean, that's
seem
family.
like a rap group in some areas. You
First
know?
of all, I knew that man for 30 years. We done been at grandma's house down south. The backyard and all that. In our vicinity. That's the South. That's what it is.
Yeah, shout out to the South.
Yes, and shout out to his family, shout out to his moms and all of them. Everybody
Bro,
good.
shout out to Auntie for real. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That's one thing about there's certain women, that definitely show, because we're actual blood cousins.
Absolutely.
Like first generation. So
Absolutely.
it's he's always been 1000 stand up. And I always fuck with artists and men who have integrity.
Right.
That's why I find he don't fuck with everybody. So for him to be able to do music with you and do projects
Absolutely.
and listen to the music, I'm like, yo, you got a lot going on. Is there anything you can't do?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Shit. I mean, if I can't do it, I'm gonna learn it. I don't know what I can't do, but if I come across something, I'm
You ever
definitely
think
gonna
about
try
doing
to
a country project?
It gotta be a certain type of approach to it.
Yeah,
I do it. It's gotta
cowboy boots. You get some cowboy boots. Get your cowboy hat.
Hey, listen. I see Fab doing the hee-haw parties and all that.
Yo, listen. Yo, they be out here.
Yeah.
It's not that far away either.
Right.
You go right to Crown Heights, Utica Avenue area,
They just like cowboys.
and they got a couple of females certain nights that be dressed like straight up cowgirls. You belong to they missing is a horse.
What place is this? Or they just walking down the street? Don't say nothing. I got you.
How they say, how Pusha say, if you know, you know.
Right.
Word, for real
Good
though.
record too. Yeah, here
Yo,
you go.
I'm trying to tell you, man, shout out to Push, you know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
So what should we expect? What other artists are actually on the project? That's on these projects that you have working on.
On a production tip, my boy Ty Infamous. He's done a lot of music for me as of late. On my Apple Music or however you try to stream me, you hear a lot of his production on my projects. So Ty, he's definitely a look out for. Raw P, another producer that I work with heavily. I got a lot of production from him, and even myself, I do my own production at times too. So, just look out for those fellas right there, man. They ill. The Lord Cyphers, of the world. He's always putting out stuff. Check him out under Maximum Carnage. He's always doing what he got to do. Jay Christ, who's my brother. You can hear him on a lot of my projects, but he has an extensive catalog too that you can also find without a problem. And that's pretty much it. But as time goes on, you're gonna hear more incorporated into what I do. You're gonna hear more artists coming into play. You're gonna hear more names being brought up. But so just stay tuned.
Yo, so when it comes to artists in this industry, artists who've came before, who's out now, who's to come in the future.
Right.
You know what I mean? Who are the artists that actually made an impact on you?
I'm gonna say somebody that you probably wouldn't expect. Jam Master Jay.
Okay, I will say, to counter that, my mother's one of 16 kids. Well, you know who my cousin is, so you know who his father's my mother's brother. So I use that as example of him, Uncle Rob. Shout out to Uncle Rob, I have to. Because for my birthday, maybe I was 7, 8 years old, I was born in the Bronx, and then I got moved to grandma's house, so I'm one of grandma's favorites. Out of all the cousins, I got a lot of cousins.
Got you.
But I use that as an example of at 7, 8 years old, Uncle Rob, he's friends with Run, DMC,
They from Hollis?
Jam Master Jay, yeah.
Got you.
209th, 111th.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Craig family. So it's interesting how, you know, just as a sidebar, I saw Run at an event. He was blowing everybody off. Security like, nah, he not talking to nobody.
Really?
I'm like, yo, Craig family. Yo. Bring him in. Because he knows. And it was a beautiful thing, but I use that as an example of Uncle Robert said, yeah, come here real quick, because my birthday. And he took me to 202 in Hollis.
There you go.
And I was in D's house. And downstairs was Run DMC, Jam Master Jay, Big D, my Uncle Rob,
Right.
and oh shit, I'm in the studio with one
Pioneers.
One DMC
Right. Pioneers.
to this day.
Right.
So if there was nothing that a lot of the things with our aunts and uncles, they didn't teach us book smarts. Buddy.
Bless. Bless you.
Coming too, bro.
When it gets there, you get the blessing too. I got you.
You know, just say, you know, God bless you 1,000 times. So, cause I ain't gonna keep on telling you over and over now.
Nah. And so I asked, what's wrong with you?
Niggas in the stuff be like, all right, come on now, nigga. You done sneezed last real time now, my nigga. You know what I mean? You gotta put the camera back.
Right. Now you good, man. You good over here.
But I'm using that as an example of, you know, where was I getting at? What was I saying? I was mentioning,
Just your Hollis roots. Yes.
yeah, but, okay, yeah. So I'm using Jim Master Jay as an example.
Right.
You mentioned Jim Master. I actually was around to hear,
Speak.
yeah, like I was privy to that. I didn't pay too much attention. Like, you know, like you sit back, you'd be like, wait, talking about Onyx, the Afros.
See what I'm saying? Well, you mind if I tap in?
Please.
If you listen to Jay was, first of all, ahead of his time. And then you bring those names up. Jay, as you can see early on, Jay was the type, if he brings you with him, that's because he sees something in you. You look at Onyx.
Right.
Rappers, cool.
Shout out to Sticky, shout out to Fredro.
Come on, I met Fredro a couple of weeks, about a month or so ago on 47th Street. Shout out to Fredro.
For the first time?
Dude. First time.
Really?
I know some of his family, but you know. But I was able to meet him on, not even related to that, just on our own will.
And be able to lock in as a man, you know what I'm saying?
It wasn't passing, like
different,
peace,
yes.
pound, love. But you look at Onyx. Yeah, rappers. But they went on to be Hollywood actors as well. I think Sticky was Blade at one point.
There's I will say that isn't it 2 of the 4?
Right, yeah. Big DS, shout, rest in peace. Or yeah, you know. But you
I
know,
don't remember like Big D like doing any.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know that
Hollywood
situation,
wise,
but
I know
Hollywood-wise,
Fredro and Sticky
able to
was
branch out.
Brandy, Moesha.
I'm pretty
They
sure
was
Jay
doing-
saw something like, yo, y'all could be in movies. Y'all should look, because that was in the mix of them being on JMJ.
Really?
They was, if you look at the time span, yeah, Sunset Park and all that. I was in the mix of them being signed to him. So I'm pretty sure he was instilling in their brain, yo, y'all should branch out and do other things. Y'all some characters, man. Y'all got enthusiasm. Y'all should. So I feel like Jay Ray really. I'm gonna bring another name up, 50 Cent.
That comes right along with that. Right after,
You know,
if there was anybody else that you would really like name, though, there was several people that fuck with Jam Master Jay. There was like 50, like you know,
Yeah.
for those who know.
and I feel like a lot of them got where they at due to having sit downs with Jay and Jay just putting them on to game and all that. Because I study Jay, I look at his interviews on YouTube. Is there actually some recent interviews have been put out? But you listen to him speak. he was thinking 20 years beyond the line. Like he watched interviews with him back in '96, and he's over here just talking about things that are important today in terms of fashion, even in terms of the industry. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like Jay was way ahead of his time, and if he was still here, I feel like things will be different. You know, with him putting his input and his 2 cents into anything, I feel like because it seemed like Jay was trying to, and that was probably him, probably hanging around Russell. Russell was probably putting him onto a lot of game, and he was just, you know, instilling what Russell was saying to him.
Uncle
and then,
Russ,
yeah, and then
definitely,
and then him put his point of view towards it.
had to say somehow,
Right.
some way over everything.
Absolutely.
I'm quite sure.
Absolutely,
I'm quite sure.
But Jam Master Jay definitely pivotal, and I feel like he was very innovative, way ahead of his time, and one of the first to be in hip hop, but have an entrepreneurial mindset. So
Let me
I
ask you
say
this
Jay.
then.
Yeah.
You know, before we even get close to the tail end of understanding what this is about, how did the name Seth Lowe come about?
Well, Seth Lowe was a name that I had gave to a friend of mine about 14, 15 some years ago. But he said, nah, I'm good. I'm gonna stick with the name I have. And then, that was me at a time when I was trying to figure myself out without, I had a different name before that. I can't remember the name, but I had a different name before
You
then.
remember the name? You
Nah,
just
I
don't wanna
can't.
say it.
Nah, I can't.
You remember that shit?
I
It was
can't.
some corny. Was it corny?
No,
Like, now
I
you
wouldn't say it
think
was
about it.
corny because
Because everybody got some wild ass.
the mindset was never corny. Nah,
Not
I wouldn't
about
say
the
it's corny.
mindset, but sometimes you hear certain names now that exist.
Right.
Of how, depending on the genre and the generation you came in.
Right. Exactly.
Like you didn't come in on the 70s,
Right.
late 70s. You didn't come in the 80s.
Using my government name.
No,
it wasn't that. Yeah,
it wasn't. So where did the name Seth Lowe come from?
Well, yeah. Well, I had gave him that name. So but he was like, "Yo, I'm good. I don't want that." So I'm like, so moving forward, I had a different name at the time. I was like, "Yo, I need to find a name that, yeah, I rap, but I also might want to tap into this. I also might want to tap into that." And so when they, being that I'm coming in as an artist, as a rapper, I'm pretty sure they're going to want to use my stage name as a way to bring a certain type of audience in or any type of audience in. So I'm like, you know what? Let me try to find a rap name that, not exactly my government name, but it's a name that I can use for making music, but I could also use for if I'm starring in a film, if I'm the headline for a fashion situation, at least the name is presentable. It doesn't sound crazy.
So are you a model?
I mean,
You put that shit on and
if Pele or Aberex want to cut the check and make me like the poster child for the company, I'm here 100%.
Listen,
that type of situation.
Sir, I want to say that you have a lot of talent. You got a lot going on. That's going there right there. And that's buzzing because sometimes the timing be exactly what it needs to be, because I see that happening on that side as well. So we're going to go pay a couple of bills and we'll be back. We come back. We're coming back with Seth Lowe.
Yes.
In the studio.
Absolutely.
Live on set.
Seth Ernesto, gorilla leading since the get-go. Safe got a Glock with the extendo, make your chest fold. Caught up in the maze, make sure I'm right before I let go. Regulating, I'm in Joe Pesci mode. Go.
So you love creating, you love music, and you deserve to have a studio that works for you, not the other way around. That's where Sumlaw comes in. These guys, they're unapologetically dedicated to doing it right from the start. Sumlaw knows every project is unique. They'll set you up with a smart budget plan that's built around your vision. They're with you every step of the way, checking in, guiding, making sure you're always on track. With us, there's no more struggling between wants and needs. They get what's essential so you can focus on what matters. Hey, the governor trusted, and it's simple. They care about bringing your ideas to life. So, photo shoots, headshots, videos, music production, Some law has the experience to bring your vision out of your head and into the world. Don't wait any longer. Call us and take the next step to share what you've been dreaming of. And I'll see you guys in the studio.
Okay. I like that angle right there. Okay. Turn around just a little bit. Lift your skirt just a little bit higher. Right.
Yeah, we back.
Yes.
Live on set.
Back like we never left.
I don't know what else to really ask you besides maybe these two questions.
Okay.
If there was an artist out there right now looking to get on in the music industry, what advice would you give them? And please make sure you say that clear enough into the microphone.
I would say be true to self, have knowledge of self, and just do what you feel. You know, if it doesn't feel right, don't do it. If it feels right, go for it. However it sounds. If it feels right, go for it. And then when you do that, it's gonna come out authentic, it's gonna come out organic. Because it's what you felt at that moment. So just stay true to self. That's it.
You don't do a lot of interviews, huh?
Why is that?
Yes or no? I'm curious.
I mean, you know, I've done interviews in the past, but you know.
So how many are we gonna be seeing more interviews coming out with Seth Lowe?
I would hope so. Yeah.
Okay.
If I get the call.
All right.
Maybe I might start doing my own interview too when I got the chance. But yo,
I mean,
let me throw
you
the
might
camera
as
on
well, dog. I mean,
and start talking.
You got a subscriber right here. You
right,
feel me?
right. I appreciate you.
Yo, question. In that camera.
Yes.
In that one.
That one.
Yeah, in that one.
Got you.
If what could we look forward to from Seth Lowe and from in 2025 going into 2026, 27,
Yes.
28, 29, 30, when there be no more, there be all electric cars in California.
Shit. Just beautiful, authentic music coming out. Right now I got Champion Heart 2 coming out. I got Champion Heart 1 that's on streaming services. Check that out when you have a chance. Champion Heart 1. Just called Champion Heart, but I have Champion Heart 2 coming out very soon. And also have a project fully produced by the late great Jay Dilla. You know, all Jay Dilla beats, unreleased beats that I've come across, and I just, you know, felt like I need to just get groovy on these. So, you know, I did all that, put it together, and I got that in the works. That's coming, should be coming out right when summer starts.
Okay.
So something for the summertime. And I got other stuff coming out too, other projects, but that's for, you know, further down the line. So, you know, I got a lot of music on the way, but regardless, it's going to be great music. And, you know, I just want everybody to enjoy it, love it, you know, bring it with them wherever they go and build off it. And that's it.
Sir, you are an amazing talent.
Thank you.
Continue to push the needle forward.
Thank you.
You have a fan. As always, I tell you guys, this isn't his only time here on the set.
Right.
When these guys are about to jump on a jet and run elsewhere, they may got something to say. When they go do what they got to do and come back into the city, they might pull up real quick because they might have something else to say. Check Seth Lowe out on all platforms. Shout out to Maximum Carnage. Shout out to Lord Cypher. Anybody you want to give a special shout out to in real time?
Shout out to everybody.
Shout out to everybody. Sir, shout out to you, sir. Yes. Thank you. We're live on set. We're live on set. And as we tell you guys all the time, the quality of your living, what is it? Does it even matter? And if it works for you, get to work. We're live on set. Sir.
That part.